Our 10th California female architect is Luta Maria Riggs, and she was born October 31st, 1896 in Toledo, Ohio. Toledo is about 117 miles west of Cleveland. Luta Riggs's parents were Charles B. Riggs, a physician, and Lucinda Clementine Barrett, a homemaker. And Luta was their only child. Sadly, her father died in 1905, and her mother initially needed to depend on extended family to survive. Yet the mother eventually began working as a nurse and became relatively self-sufficient. Hence, Luta was able to attend manual training high school in Indianapolis, Indiana, and graduated in 1914. Indianapolis is about 228 miles southwest of Toledo. Luta's mom remarried on January 23, 1912, though the husband's name was not found. By the end of 1914, the family had moved to Santa Barbara, necessitated by her stepdad's work, and Santa Barbara is about 95 miles northwest of Los Angeles. Luta attended the Santa Barbara Normal School and was employed part-time at Woolworth's as a bookkeeper. While working at Woolworth's, Luta entered a contest to see who could sell the most subscriptions to the Santa Barbara Daily News. She won and received a first-year scholarship to attend UC Berkeley. During her first year, she became an excellent draftsperson and received the Alumni Prize. This funded her second year at the university. In 1919, Luta received a B.S. in architecture and was one of 3 other women in her class. Luta then attended graduate school at UC Berkeley and completed her training in 1920. Luta immediately began her architectural career by moving to Susanville, about 596 miles north of Santa Barbara, and working for architect Ralph D. Taylor. She was employed as a designer and draftsperson, and some of her projects were country garage, bathhouse, mountain lodge, hospital addition, bank, public library. Nevertheless, after only 8 months, and after unsuccessfully seeking work elsewhere, Luta eventually returned to Santa Barbara and was employed by well-known architect George Washington Smith by the end of the summer in 1921. He was noted for working mostly in the Spanish Revival style. Actually, Luta had learned of Smith while still working in Susanville and had been impressed with the design he had made for his own home. Hence, she had wanted to work in his office, but he delayed making a decision, even though he had reacted positively to the interview. Hence, Luta headed down to Los Angeles in search of a job. Shortly after that, Smith hired her. In a very short time, Luta became the chief designer for George Smith and was made a partner by 1924. Some of Luta's work included the Lobero Theater, a photo follows, the Vedanta Temple, Montecito, about 5 miles northeast of Santa Barbara. The temple belongs to the Vedanta Society of Southern California, and this society is part of the Ramakrishna Order of India. You can see how the temple appears by means of the following photo. Apparently, Frank Lloyd Wright consulted to some extent with Luta on the layout of the temple gardens. Portions of the El Paseo complex in Santa Barbara, Casa de Herrero, an image of this property follows. Luta Riggs obtained her architectural license in 1928. She was the first Santa Barbara female to do so, and this was just before the beginning of the Great Depression and the death of Smith in 1930. Nevertheless, Riggs partnered with Harold Edmondson, and this allowed Smith's practice to continue. Yet it was not really a success, and Luta soon started her own architectural business. Some of Luta's projects were Baron Maximilian von Romberg's Montecito Estate, built in 1936 through 1937, and an image follows. Palos Verdes Golf Course, outbuildings and designs for a plaza and some other structures. Los Angeles Gardens, drinking fountains at Sycamore Canyon, north of Los Angeles, Art Deco modern homes, Italian country houses. Luta did not go after clients, but let them learn about her of their own volition. In fact, Luta could often be found working away in her home office. Please see the following photo. Regarding her work, it has been said, her designs continued to reflect a preoccupation with restful calm and a sense of retreat. The year 1939 was especially busy for Luta, and this is when she created 18 designs. One of these was for movie star Greta Garbo in Los Angeles. After World War II, Riggs moved to Los Angeles and designed film sets. One was for The Picture of Dorian Gray. However, by the 1950s, Luta was back in Santa Barbara, and she continued to design buildings that exemplified California design features, uncluttered space, property that is understated but also beautiful and livable, outdoor features such as terraces and porches. One of the lovely homes that Luta Riggs designed, built in 1951, is the Alice Irving residence of Montecito, and the following two photos give just a taste of how that property appears. A property that George Washington Smith and Luta Riggs designed together is the Montecito Ashley home, built in 1926. You can see an image of this property in the next figure. Luta Riggs died in Santa Barbara March 8, 1984, and she was named the Los Angeles Times Woman of the Year in 1987. She had lived 87 years to design many wonderful buildings. A great portion of these still stand, and they remain a monument to this remarkable and talented woman.